see the big world, life down on the family farm.
But I learned real quick the good life. Oh, it's back where I was born.
This big
All right.
Hello everyone, I'm Annette Mendel, co-host of Humanity Matters. I want to say some hellos before I introduce the show. I want to say hi to Trevor, Enrico, Fonda, Sue, Ashley, Kayla, Jessica, Antoine, John, Zach, Mike, Zach Klein, Billy Joe, and Carl Simini.
And also, today's a little different. We're going to start off by reminding you of something. Remember that you and humanity really does matter. That was kind of supposed to do that, but she forgot. She was supposed to do it while we came on so that there could be possibly a little bit of confusion. It wasn't to confuse you, the audience, however. It was...
We like to confuse people.
No. It's actually the reason why it's titled You Matter is that part of today, I'm going to talk about the reason why I do the phrase and why it is done in the manner that it is done. So, without further ado, I am Albert Turcasso. This is well over my 100th episode of Humanity Matters. I started Humanity Matters in late 2004, and initially I had a different co-host. Then for about a year to 2 years, I was without a co-host. And I don't have a need per se for a co-host, but I believe opportunity and empowerment, and I believe in practicing, which I hate to use the term, but practicing what you preach or living how you ask others to live and expect others to live. So for me, the name of the show is Humanity Matters, and it's supposed to be about the we, the all of us. This is an unusual type of show in many, many ways. First of all, I'm an unusual kind of a guy. I say things that most people would dare to say on television, but I say them on a regular basis. But also, this is about empowering. This is about changing Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, changing the state of Pennsylvania, changing the United States of America, and finally changing the entire globe. Now, realistically speaking, we could call it an impossible dream. We could call it that, but it is not impossible. We have to remember our history, not to go into a civics lesson or anything, but if we look at the foundation of America, the forming of America, and we look at what actually had to happen and all the little miracles and major miracles that had to happen in order to have America formed in the first place, we have become accustomed to actually doing the impossible. I'll give you an example. When we look at the Revolutionary War, there's no way America should have ever beat Britain, but we beat them. We are Americans. We have an independent country called the United States of America. The time that we were at war with Britain, we had probably a 75-1 chance at winning. Or 75-25, all right? But we won. Now, we won because we had help from other countries in terms of funding, but principally we won because of determination, innovation, intelligence, luck, and possibly, let's just say, a divine hand. But the fact is, we are living in the United States of America. So when we speak of impossible, we limit ourselves. Let's not say that it's impossible to have peace on earth. Let's not say that's only going to happen when a divine power comes. Let's not use that as our excuse to not attempt to make things better. Now, yeah, there's a trillion reasons we can give up. There's a trillion reasons we can say, well, I can't do that. I'm just little old me. But you know what? If the very fact that we're watching a TV show, not we, but you, doesn't seem amazing to you, let me give you a little background. Well, not in background, but information. And that is, television did not always exist. Somebody had to invent that. At the time they were going around trying to invent it, it was thought of to be impossible. So the fact that there is a TV station, the fact that there is an internet, the fact that there's digital video, digital photography as a whole, space flight, airplanes, our current planet, and every technology that you can imagine in every industry that you can imagine was once thought to be impossible. So when I say we can do something, we can change the world, and I have a hard time saying that word, we can change the globe. And we can change it for everybody in Pittsburgh for the better, for my friends in the control room, Carl, Zach, and Billy Joe. When I say we can actually, in times of crises, rise above that crisis and do better than we have ever done. Yeah, it seems impossible, but it's not. So, back a couple years ago, I said, I want some co-hosts. And I didn't need them. No offense to Chris and Annette or any of my co-hosts. It's not that I needed someone, per se, but I wanted my family with me. Chris is my family. He gets on my last nerve sometimes, so does Annette. But they're still my family. Although he got some silly jokes, but that's all right. But the point is, this is a family show. And I don't mean G-rated. Of course it's G-rated. But this is a show about family. But the funny thing is, my friends, all of you are my family. Those that like me, you're my family. Those who wish I'd throw myself off the air permanently, you're still my family. So, we are the family of humanity. So yeah, I get preaching, but today I need to explain specifically why I do the You and Humanity Matters the way that I do. If you notice when I do it, it looks like I'm shooting you at first, like I'm attacking you. Well, there are a few attorneys and other business people that use both the left or the right hand. We all know one very well-known attorney, starts with the initial E and last name S, who will say, you don't get blank unless we get blank for you. I'm not going to do a commercial for him. And he'll point to you like that. And he's kind of like this with his finger. And then now I noticed that there's another plumber or some electrician or plumber, and they're using the left hand. But again, it's sort of like this. The pose is like this. So when I do it, I decided to do it in such a manner that it's what we call in your face. See, it's not a pleasant, pacifist, you matter, and that's deliberate. I want to really drive it home that I am doing this show to try to get somewhere in my life, obviously, financially, and to help improve my conditions, Chris's conditions, Annette's conditions, and the conditions of my animals. But I'm not doing it for self-gratification. I'm not doing it for ego. I'm actually doing it to try to affect change. And the most important thing to me is the fact that everyone who has something wrong with them, maybe they feel that they don't matter. Maybe they feel that, my family really don't care about me. My job don't care about me. They're depressed. They've had an extremely hard life like myself. I don't know what's going on in your life because I'm not you. But I do know that you're not a mistake. I know that some people say, well, my mom and dad weren't planning to have me, and maybe they were supposed to be taking care of stuff when they were having fun, and so they, quote unquote, had an accident. Well, I got news flash for everybody. The unseen power, or what have you, doesn't create accidents. Maybe you didn't plan on that child coming, but it wasn't an accident. More importantly, for those of you out there who really don't feel that you matter, and believe me, I feel that way lots of times because of what's going on with my life right now, but we do matter. I'm not Mr. Religious, but the important thing about the statement and why I say you and humanity matters, and I stop for a few seconds, is humanity is 6 billion people. So if I just said humanity and you matter, it's not the same thing, because the reason it isn't is there's too great a picture. But by putting you there first, driving it home, that yeah, there's 6 billion of us, but every one of us means something to somebody, or if you're a religious person, you mean something to whichever God you believe in. You're here for a reason. To illustrate that a little bit more, think of it this way. You're here today. There are billions of people who have already died throughout history, and every day someone dies. Lots of people. You're still here. So there's something that you need to do in this life that you're supposed to do, whether you'll ever do it or not, because you may not become aware of it. But whether or not you get a chance to do it or know of it, you're here for a reason. That's why you're still alive today. August the 19th, 2011. You're here today. You're alive. You're living and you're breathing today for a reason. And yes, there are people who are vegetables who are still alive today. And yeah, we do question, why is that? They're here for a reason. I can't tell you what that reason is. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a priest or, a rabbi or any other religious person per se. I do know we're here for a reason. And I cannot really articulate it enough. But all that I can tell you is this. You got to keep fighting. You got to legally and peacefully keep fighting to survive. I'm in such a struggle right now that it's unbelievable. But I haven't given up, and I don't plan on giving up. I sure hope I don't have to give up financially only. In terms of life, believe me, I want to live till I'm 199 if I can. But the important thing I want to stress is that no matter what's going on in your life, you women and men matter. And even though it seems like the entire planet does you wrong at times, or maybe your employer, or maybe your teacher, or maybe your mother, maybe your father, maybe your sister, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Even if you're being abused sexually or physically or mentally, I know that ain't easy to get through. Maybe, hopefully, you'll get the treatment you need. But my point is, do not give up on yourself. And you are not a waste of space. Even if there are evil, mean people out there saying that. So that's why I do it in a forceful way. I don't want just to say you matter. I want it to hit home. I want it to hit you like a brick. that, yeah, I'm talking directly to you. Even though I don't personally know you, I'm talking directly to you. I'm talking to all of you, but I want you to also individually realize I'm speaking directly to you as well. So if your name is Rhonda Jennings, I'm making up names, okay? But let's say you're Rhonda Jennings. Yes, I'm speaking deliberately and directly to you. Or maybe you're Glenn Seals, a real person that I consider a friend. You know, you've been through heck. But Glenn Seals matters. Glenn Seals has done a lot of good. So that's why this is called You Matter. And that's why it seems like I'm shooting at you. Yeah, it seems unprofessional. It's like you're not supposed to point. It's not bad. It's not good manners. Yes, it is, because in this case, I'm trying to let you know that you do matter. I do validate your existence. Not that I have any power to do that, but I care about you. Now, I got to tell you, I was out yesterday with my family, and an interesting thing happened. I was out, and a group of people shouted out my name, and then we went over there and we did the high fives. And I think that group may be people who watched my show in the past. So I want to say hi to that group. I didn't get their names, but if you're the people that I saw on, excuse me, was it Wednesday, the 18th of August, 2011? Thursday, my fault. Thursday, the 18th of August. See, I'm only a werewolf. I make mistakes. But if you're the people that slapped hands with us at the event that we were at, we're saying hello to you. And even if you're not the people, we're saying hello to you. But the thing is, you know, I do like to say hello to people that I meet because they mean something to me. And I get frustrated. Right now is not a good day for me at all. In fact, it's one of the hardest days I've ever had in my life. And I had a choice. I could have chose to stay home, to cancel out this episode, and just basically deal with the crisis at home, which would be the normal thing to do. But there's a few reasons why I didn't. And one of the reasons is this message needs to keep getting out to all of you, the viewers, to all of us, me, myself, Annette, Chris, that yeah, our lives can be, excuse the profanity, they could be hell. Our lives can be so tough, especially with the way our country and our state and our economies around the globe are going. There's all these cutbacks, there's talk of this, that, and the other. There's so many reasons to be down and out. Well, I'm telling you a reason not to be down and out. Because this is a great city of people that have high intelligence. There's creative people that would absolutely floor you if you knew. And I want to throw this out. Carl, hope I get this right, his last name is Simon, how do you pronounce his last name? Samini, I hope. Carl just came up with a brand new idea. And as you can see, we have a new, slightly different set that it's a nicer set. Carl just out of nowhere came up with that. So I thank you, Carl. And that's the thing. We have immense talented people in our cities and in our nations, not just in America, but around the globe. So let's not give up, people. Now, for the immediate problems in our city and our state, here's the thing. If we use our brains, we will have the money we need. If we're tough on the politicians, and I'm not going to do the politics today, but if we are tough on the politicians, or not necessarily always be tough, but give them ideas and keep pushing those ideas, and getting groups of people to get them to listen, then there may be more money than any of us could ever imagine. But we're not going to get there if we don't keep thinking our way out of it. So with that, I know it took a whole heck of a lot of time, I apologize, but just remember, when you're down and out, like I am today, we can't quit. One reason why I'm doing it is because I want this message to go to you to let you know how much I care about you. Another reason why I'm here today is because if you are a professional, you have to rise above your own personal crises. I've proven that by being here today. Another thing is, I figured, I have to be here and do this because I cannot afford to ever back down or give up, or else I won't get to where I want to be. I can't afford it. It's rough. I can't afford it. I'm determined to get where I want to be. Before I turn this over to Chris or Annette or Bo, I want to let you know that I have been working towards my mission of getting on network television and or radio. And we got a book out, a professional book. And in that book, it revealed that the average yearly salary for a talk show host is at minimum $20,000. At maximum, it's over $500,000. Now, I have been doing this show for 7 years. If I were on the networks, I would have had at least $20,000 a year.